Hello, welcome to Down with Dragons here on Monsters of Roll on Twitch. I am DM Scott, and with me, as always,
Killian playing Maven Corpse Flower, a Circle of Spores druid, looking to figure out what the hell's going on. And also Javian, but I'm not sure which one we're doing today.
And Mick playing a Calenden, a two-timing warlock, as far as patrons go.
Chris playing Mirtimo, and maybe Theobald, and maybe Viet, and maybe Brother Love. I don't know where we're at.
They're all awesome.
there's been a lot. Let's be honest. Before we dig into all of that baggage, Killian, do we have any announcements?
We sure do. I need to put on lip gloss so I can say this correctly.
I forgot mine.
I have two announcements today. The first one, as always, go check out our sister group, Dungeon Patrol, over at their website, dungeonpatrol.com. They're hilarious. You can go watch their progress on there. They're not streaming on Twitch, but you can absolutely find them at their website, www.dungeonpatrol.com. We also have a couple inspiration points to give out today. The first, they're both from Catherine. The first one is for me for calling her my bestie. Hey, bestie. Good to see you. Hope you were doing well. Thanks again for the dice. Love them very much. And then we also have, I really do. They roll the best out of any other dice that I have. So I use them.
That's true.
And I don't use them for any other campaign because I don't want to taint the dice.
Smart.
Yes. She also has inspiration for Chris and Mick for preparations A through H, especially preparation H. It's always good to be prepared, you guys. So you both get a point of inspiration for that. I am at 1 point of inspiration. Boys, where are you at? How many points do you have so far? Or total?
Surprisingly, I think Callan only has 2. I know some of those other wild, crazy characters that we've been doing, they've got their own share. Callan's only got a couple.
I keep burning mine. What about you, Chris? Where are you at?
Martimo has 1, and Brother Love has 1 now. So
ooh, we might have to
figure out what the exchange rate is with the DM.
I mean, I am like any traditional DM, bribable. I mean,
well, if any of you out there or watching right now, or you future people on YouTube, hi future people, want to send us inspiration, please contact us on the banner down below with the hashtag inspiration. Tell us which player you want to give it to and why, and you can help save us from some rolls that might F us over. So it's right down below. Let us know if there's something you like. Let us know if there's something you don't like. You want Scott to ruin our lives? Give him inspiration.
Come on.
Either way. Thank you again to Catherine for the inspiration this week and for being my best friend. We will get into everything else. Scott, back to you.
Thank you, Killian, as always.
The morning announcement.
Yeah, no, it's very, very good. I feel daily affirmations with Manny would be great to addition. But so last week, if you joined us or have watched, or if you haven't, hey, let me give you a little sneak peek, and you can go back on our YouTubes and see them. So a lot, I mean, I'm gonna really just crunch this down into there's a double cross that could be a double cross with a dash of triple cross, but like one of the double crosses is only like a little glazing on a bigger double cross. Like every heist movie or every crime, who knows who and doing what to who, all of this is bubbling in a beautiful brew.
But even I don't know who I'm crossing at this point. I think that I'm on my own side and everyone else knows what's going on.
Well, I mean, I know one person who knows everything, and that is obviously the director. The writer of this play. Hello,
perfectly orchestrated.
Just everyone learn your lines.
Everyone remembers their lines and no one gets hurt.
Exactly. I got my last cut of the script last night, and I've been studying my part,
Well, lucky you, I got mine 10 minutes before we started.
JVM's range is just not being utilized enough.
You are a professional. I am not worried about you, JVM.
Yeah. It's more suggestions of emotion to feel.
Yeah.
Certain people needed to study.
I have no script. I go off script.
And he just
you are the script. So, yes, there was many things. We were left wondering a situation of Talking Plants who were kind of pushed into an interview process. Didn't see the end of what happened with that, but hey, maybe we will. We had looking into getting items for future scrying type spells with one of the associates, which brought us to a riverboat with one of Callan's old associates, which ensued one of the potential double crosses and just a peeping eye, in things that are going on there. And there was a conversation with Daughter Midnight to Viet, or not Viet, sorry, I just looked at your little thing, sorry, to Murtimo and Javient to kind of just, keep Callan on board with the deal. That was all it really was. And you could profit because there's no guarantee for your safety. But if you're on our team to make sure everything goes off smoothly, you're good. And much, much more that I'm kind of glossing over. But jumping off from after that conversation, this week, coming in to Down with Dragons, we are going to be jumping in a few hours later. Callan has had his time in a private meeting, has rejoined. Yep, I knew this stuff was going to happen. What was his name?
Dolan.
Dolan, thank you. It's been a long week for everyone at home for me, so I apologize if I'm a little flaky on names because, it's been a week.
It's okay. If you take too long, I'll just name him Catherine. It's fine.
Right. No. Okay. Yeah. From now on, whenever in doubt, it's Catherine.
Yes. Really
We're going to have so many NPCs named Catherine by the end of this night. Yeah. Dolan, rejoined Dolan, and you've made your way back to the Silver Teacup. Dolan kind of excitedly taking the materials that you procured, and one of which that you explained it's going to take just a little bit of time to get that crystal ball properly ready for him. And so you'll have it the next day. Mainly, you know why. It's going to take a little time to have that three-way call set up. So he excitedly kind of goes off to start getting things set up. And you also... through those ingredients, everything he needed, you also got extras, as he kind of said, like, this is the things I need. And as so quickly they kind of got brought to him, he's like, with the way the world is right now, kind of gesturing towards that constant aurora borealis sky, like, magic is a little flaky sometimes. Like, it'd be good to have doubles. So do you have doubles? And like, very quickly, more was brought in. So he, very excited, very happy, went off to, he's like, I'll start prepping all this and organizing and getting it ready for whenever we are going to, start doing this part of the plan, and kind of goes off. You make your way back to the Silver Teacup, and Javiant and Mertimo have. What have you two after that meeting? And
we went
Daughter
and found,
Midnight and Mr. left.
We went and found vendors, and we found a couple of uniforms or whatever for a vendor there, sized, Javiant sized and Mertimo sized.
So we're just going to label that for disguises, and I'm going to use that.
Keep that away. We're not showing anybody else that, including Callan.
Okay. So you can remember that because tonight we are going to do a skill check challenge for sure. That is going to kind of help set up the heist and give you some points that you can use. And this can absolutely be either one of you can kind of set up in the time that passes what are things you are doing for prep. So this will require a roll for getting them and nobody else knowing. You can use it for selfish and for the group reasons. So I have that listed now as one of the objectives amongst others.
And what? How many days until the party?
Right
6?
now it is right now. Nope, because you got to remember the.
No, I don't.
No. You don't because it's been a while since we've actually.
Catherine, it's been Catherine number of days since.
Right. So on the 10th of Catherine, there's going to. Right now, you have, I believe it should be 11 days till the actual thing, because it was 2 weeks from that meeting. And you've had some very loose passage of time that, but so you've got 11 days.
Okay.
So plenty of time. Yeah. And these are, some of that's going to all be in that final week.
2021 rewrites at this point. So yes, we're good.
Right. And over the course of, let's say, a few hours, kind of maybe getting a lead on a few of that potential disguise type stuff, looking for vendors. You're going to meet back with Callan at the Silver Teacup because you guys all kind of separated ways in the morning. You're meeting kind of late afternoon. So is there anything specifically you're going to do with that time? Or is it just passing of time, vendors, just kind of maybe rechecking things out? Or
that would take a good chunk of time to track down vendors without being do it naturally.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Other than that, right? We're with our speak, right? Our own version of.
Well, and that was more of I guess what I was getting to more of like while you're doing other things. Is there any conversation that you do want to have, or just push forward to that meeting?
Yeah, I think that we are going over kind of this is what I'm thinking. I might be bringing up weighing the options of cutting our losses and run. And I think that the ways in which that would be done covertly is through talking about the fabrics and like the things that I'm getting for costuming, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, this fabric's a little too spendy for this price range that we have going on. Maybe we go to a different vendor, something like that. But I feel like that would not be fun to listen to. So maybe we could talk normally too.
I like that. And then Mertimo would be, the script is in shambles at this point. Absolute shambles. I don't know that I will be able to rewrite it in time. We may.
The producers are offering their own input.
Yes. It may be the play. Do you remember the Skurgilk and the Lady Fair? Remember how that one ended?
Yeah, how could I forget? I had blood in my costume for weeks.
Where we had to just run from the stage.
Mm-hmm, yes. Mm-hmm. Never did get that coat back.
Acceptable losses sometimes.
Absolutely.
We got out with our lives and a little bit of coin in our pocket.
And there's always another play to be written.
And there are other coats, as dear as that coat was to you, my dear Javiant. we must try the play.
Okay. How do
And
we
in
know?
the inevitable confusion,
Mhm.
we shall see in a moment.
Early curtain call.
For some of the players, perhaps.
Absolutely. I think, and I think, they look over at a fabric next to them and just say, and hold it up to Maritimo's face and goes, this one will do nicely. Yes, absolutely.
If nothing else, you, Javiant, in your radiance, if we would happen to find the gentleman that we spent that exquisite evening with last night, perhaps connections aren't always good, correct?
Absolutely. Yes, I think that is quite agreeable.
And we will have plenty of time while looking for whatever this thing is that no one knows what it looks like, except for perhaps Malik, excitable young man. Have you noticed sometimes excitable people are not always what they seem to be, my dear Deviant?
It's unfortunately quite common in these areas for things not to be as they seem, but
hidden depths, hidden tragedies that they do not exhibit with their bubbly personalities. You and I, of course, are true and real to ourselves and our craft. But some people may just want to be careful with them that they're not, stepping on your lines, stepping on across lines that in the mixing up their lines.
There's no shortage of potential here for what we're about to go through, and I think it's not going to be pretty.
Well, 11 days, right? It is not enough time to do a master play.
I know.
The vendor who you're in front of just kind of leans forward like, I'm actually quite good. I won't cross-stitch if that's not what you want. I won't cross any line. And 11 days, I mean, I can do a lot. It will be pretty after 11 days.
I have no doubts of your abilities. It's just, on such a limited budget, all of the...
Mirtimo will look skeptical, though.
I'm listing off pieces of clothing and accessories for about 5 minutes, and I say, you understand. I mean, it's not really a costume without a pocket square. No one else knows it's there, but it's for the character you see. If you don't know what kind of underwear your character is wearing, it has to be that same level of luxury. How am I going to put an overcoat with a fur lining on someone in ramshackle undergarments? I mean, really, what do they think I am, an amateur?
I'm so sorry. I wouldn't know. We have very. I know someone who does really fine undergarments. I mean, it's not my. You just let me know when you find something you like. I'm happy to help out. And they kind of just half excuse themselves now, knowing they got in deeper than they thought.
My work is meant to dog.
It will be all right. It will be all right, Javiant. It will be all right. You are a magnificent artist.
We'll have to do, but yes, we can absolutely fit them with the necessary wearables, as long as we're on the same page of how long this play is supposed to be. I think that we should get our things and head back.
We shall have we should perhaps have if their scene is not going as expected, we should perhaps have a phrase that we can work in that we both know. Perhaps a tropical fruit.
Oh. All I can think of is durian. It's just like one of the grossest fruits. Well, it's not that bad, but they smell.
There is some viewer somewhere. This is like, I like durian.
Durian it is. You always come up with the best ideas, Javiant.
All right. I wrote it down so we don't forget. I mean, I'm going to cement it in my memory. It will not leave me. I'll line it on the inside of my sleeve.
We do embroidery.
I do. I'll need certain words stitched into the inside of the hem, or the inside of the sleeve, if you don't mind. For only 2 of the garments. Everything else is plain as you like.
Happy to help. So,
Meritimo is feeling a little more relaxed now. We've had a chance to discuss this.
Good.
He may pinch the clerk just to eyeball them very carefully and pinch them just to see, just watching to see.
Are they real?
If they change shape or let out a Mr. growl.
She does when you pinch her. She's and she'll kind of look back and forth between. It's like,
he suffers from sleepwalking, and
he pinched me.
They say pinch yourself when you're sleepwalking, but he's always wondered, if you can't feel anything in your dreams, then you'll wake up. So don't take offense to it, dear. He won't do it again. You have to make sure sometimes that you're not sleeping.
Amazing. She just leans forward as you're saying that. She kind of nods, like, odd. Actors, right? Actors. And she'll reach forward and pinch you back.
I am the director.
I am the seamstress.
A pleasure. Javiant, we must go.
I'm back anytime. All right. So that type of, I guess, interaction over the course of multiple shops that you find kind of takes up a good chunk of your day because you're being casual, kind of strolling in, walking, looking at things and doing your coded talk. And you eventually find yourself back to the Silver Teacup. With the time remaining, let's say, for that, is there anything, Callan, you probably have between when you actually would meet up with them, probably after everything that happened, like 2 hours, of something you could accomplish? Is there anything in there that you have in mind?
So have we traveled from the riverboat?
Yes.
All the way back?
You'd be back into the Stones district, so kind of at the center of the city where you definitely know the fastest ways, so you have time. So if there's something you want to accomplish, or if you want to backtrack to when you were still in the shores.
Yeah, I mean, at the shores, I think I needed to break the crystal ball. Is that something that Tora has still working on, or I need to do that?
She's okay, because of the request I made a roll and stuff like that, and I had marked it, but we have had no time to talk. She needed time to actually make it. So basically you're meeting the following day to come back. Okay. That's your timeline to figure out how you're going to do it and then get it swapped.
Yes. Just to backtrack, I would have asked, hey, can I borrow that that artifact that we used on the last job that you used so well? I think you might call it a plot voucher or something.
Plot voucher? You'll have to forgive me for not remembering off the top of my head. What were you?
No, it's just I'm asking her for a.
Oh, you're not asking me.
Right.
I thought you were asking me.
Yes.
Okay. I thought you said a plot voucher.
I did.
Oh, you said plot. Okay, then I'm just a little confused, and I've, like I said, had
But
walk me to it, Mick. Help me, help you.
In game, it's an amulet that served a purpose during our last job.
Okay, I vaguely remember this. Okay, sorry. I review things before game for a reason. Okay.
Well, you got the script yesterday.
No, I'm so sorry. So you want to borrow that from her? Roll me a persuasion.
Sure thing. Persuasion is
30 minutes in and I've dropped the ball. I'm so
18.
18. Okay, I'm gonna just roll in a pose check. I rolled a 4. So a little reluctant at first, and it's like, no, like why would you need that? I mean, what do I get in exchange if you're going to borrow this from me? I mean, everything's obviously lovely for now, but
well, what I can offer you is some cross promotion because I'm headed up to the big party, and the definite return of this amulet when we're done.
Out of curiosity, the cross promotion you're speaking of, because I think I did hear something of the last promotion that you did, and lots of fire, if I remember hearing correctly in the streets. I mean, definitely got people's attention.
That was the promotion gimmick. So
that was the gimmick.
Yeah, I'll go a different route this way.
Oh, good,
this time,
because
of course.
I just feel like personally, fire and all that, and associated with riverboat, just normally probably doesn't mix.
Oh, okay. Do you have flyers I can hand out?
Let's see if she has flyers. Oh my God, I rolled a 19. She's like, of course I have flyers.
Okay, they're getting distributed.
AKA Tinder.
Fine. And she'll give you the amulet. And also kind of it's wrapped in like just a leather kind of binder, but it's just like you open it and it's literally just a stack of like, just like they've seen better days. They're a little aged, but they are flyers for the riverboat that, you know, it's, hey, yeah. So you've got, let's just say, a stack of 50 flyers.
1,000.
That she's 50,000.
50,000.
These are all, there's no printing press. These are all each one hand done.
All right. Well, I am going to be in the company of some of Dragonlock's most prominent and wealthy, I think. So you should have a booming business in no time.
All right. Well, I expect a return in investment and also my investment returned.
Absolutely. And
Calendar.
And I will return also.
Good.
Best part of the deal.
Yes. But damn it. You'll bring that back.
Yes, I will.
You're not going to die on me, are you?
No.
I heard stories. I mean, I heard stories, and I'm happy to see that they were exaggerated, but just making sure.
Okay.
We're not getting in over your head. That's all I'm saying.
You're the mystic. Who can know these things?
You're right. I am the mystic, and we also both know the accuracy that sometimes is entailed with that. So I'm just asking you as a personal favor that I would like to see you again, and also I would like my amulet back.
I'm flattered. Of course. Thank you.
With my amulet.
With your amulet.
And no flyers, because you're going to hand those out at the party.
I am going to hand the flyers out at the party, and they will not catch on fire.
Perfect. And not associated with fire in any way.
Callan gets back, and job number 1, we need to fireproof the flyers.
Miraculous. This building burned to the ground. Flyers look great.
Aura, once again, thank you for your help. I'll be back for all of the supplies when you say they're ready.
Tomorrow.
Any other parting advice?
Let me just say personally, if he is anything worth what he says he can do, don't make it your first attempt. Try to mix him up a little bit. If he's going to see the future, he can only see so far.
Okay. Well, you just gave me the boost of confidence I wasn't looking for.
You're welcome, of course. Now, go. Return tomorrow. I'll have the item ready, and we will see what we can do.
Okay. That's all Callan has.
Okay. So you will.
So does Dolan still need to craft the fake goblet?
Yes, that would be part of, and that's the thing. When you do separate, that is part of what he will go off and get things prepared and start working in that direction.
He had to divine what it even looked like.
Yep, because that was part of it too.
Nobody knows what this looks like.
So when Callan's alone at some point, not in the tea house and not in the mansion or anything, he's going to try to get a little bit more high resolution intel and cast locate object. And since he doesn't know exactly what it looks like now, he's going to just look for an object of a particular kind. So trying to find where the goblet might be specifically.
Okay. That's fair. We're going to do a roll for it as well. I want you to, because locate object normally, obviously, requires you to have seen the object or, so I want you to in some way describe to me, whether it be its appearance, like something about it that you're trying to hone in on, because you're trying to be vague, but yet dial it into a divine goblet of some sort, or, So tell me what you're looking for, and I'll look at the comparison of your description to the thing to see how accurate you might get.
Okay. Just to clarify with you, in the spell description, there's a line that says, alternatively, the spell can locate the nearest object of a particular kind, such as a certain kind of apparel, jewelry, furniture, tool, or weapon.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, and I'm just asking, is it okay to just keep it at general? I'm generally looking for this with as much as because I haven't seen it.
Oh, absolutely. And that's why there's going to be a roll with it. But the only thing with that is the fact of, obviously, you've never seen it. And sometimes names aren't always true to what their true look is. And so the spirit of what it is may not actually be its actual look. And so we're just going to play loosey-goosey with it. But either way, the spell is going to work, but just honing in,
Right. Okay.
And where are you casting it? Because there's also a distance for that is part of it. What is it?
Right. So
1,000 feet?
Yeah, just in the neighborhood, relatively close, but not where I'm obvious.
Yeah. So first, give me that just general idea of what you have in your head of what are you thinking when you think of Terrafin's goblet. Like, and it doesn't have to be a description. It can be what you think of when you hear the name Terrafin's goblet.
Right. So I would say
a little celestial... hot tub with a little mossy guy sitting in it. Steam coming up.
A divine otherworldly goblet. Does that work?
Sure.
And then I just kind of imagine it with gold and green because that's kind of Terrafin's motif.
Yeah. All right. Let's start off with an Arcana check. First
okay.
Off.
Arcana roll is 18 total.
Okay. Yep. Absolutely no issue. Now roll me a percentile.
Percentile. All right. Got a 46.
46. Okay. So as you start to think about this and start to think of that motif, and just thinking of Terrafin and just the kinds of, things he's into, you do get kind of like a dowsing rod kind of like in your head as you are thinking and kind of humming yourself, just really just focusing on this. And it's off in the direction of the mansion. As you kind of meander without a true, like, I'm going right to work, just, being nonchalant. You definitely have, like, whether you pass it by a block or two, however you do, it is definitely in the direction of the mansion.
Right.
As the one time you come past, like, the actual city, like the gates, the street in the city that goes right past it, just kind of just making your pace, not even looking off, just you feel that pull kind of in your brain, just like a little string attached to your head, and that string pulls directly towards the mansion and the ever so slight tug down.
Okay.
But beyond that, you don't know specific pinging radar back and forth, but you do get a pull of, you're at least in the right ballpark of what you're thinking. So there is a tie there, but unless you got like within the same room of it with the description that you have in your head, you wouldn't know. And even then, if there were multiple choices of things that looked roughly the same, it'd be guessing. So it's like, but you definitely, it's there. Something somewhere in there, it's there.
Okay. If necessary, using disguise self, I'll move around so I can triangulate like the X and Y axis of where it might be. And like you said already, it's down from ground level.
Yeah. And I was taking liberties to kind of, as if you were doing that, passing by, not with disguise self, but with a 46 roll for that, with your description, you definitely get the vibe that it's in the mansion, but there is a little bit of down.
Okay.
So maybe beneath it, there's a basement, something, it's below the mansion.
That's information.
Yep.
Okay.
Basement, burial chamber, tombs, catacombs.
Yeah, you never know.
Okay. Then I guess it's I can meet up with.
Yeah, and by the time, you do
crew.
kind of very nonchalant back and forth. Probably ate up a lot of that time.
Mm. All right. Yeah, that would be. At this point, that's all Callan wants to accomplish before the next meetup.
Okay. So you make your way to the silver teacup. You re-enter. Javient and Martimo are there. They look like they haven't been there too long, and don't even have any drink or anything in front of them. They literally actually arrive just simple like cups, and basically the host is kind of like, oh, like can I get you as well? Like, get you anything?
Something strong.
Oh, happy to help. I'll be right back. She walks off. You three are alone. The silver teacup right now, this time of day, there's actually a few people in here. As you've seen, as you've been roaming the streets and all that, there is not a ton of foot traffic really anywhere. What there is, it's hurried paces. It's keeping to yourselves. Even the vendors and shops that you went to before, it wasn't like there's not much of like street vendors. It's like going to shops, and a lot of them just a little dingier, a little darker feeling, but still open, but just kind of almost you're not surprised to have a locked door with an open sign on it, and you got to knock and someone opens it, So like just a little bit more guarded feel.
Nertimo will pinch the table.
The table says ouch.
My apologies.
Not a problem.
I would like a different table, please. Not under the
table
chandelier.
Tries to eat you.
Not under the chandelier.
Of course.
Make sure you pinch the chandelier.
All together.
Okay. Well, I'm joining you guys, right?
Yep. You just sat down. She's off to get you a drink. You two just Javient.
Callan, a friendly smile. My friend, how are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you doing?
Excellent. Does Mr. Malik have what he needs?
Dolan?
Dolan, yes, Dolan Malik. Does Dolan Malik have what he needs?
Not quite yet. We're getting him provisioned just fine. It's going to take a little bit of time. All of that is in line and in order. And while I was out, I got you something for my appreciation. I think it'll look really good with whatever you wear to the party. So here you go. And I'm going to give that amulet that I got from Tora Tirania to Mertimo.
Okay.
Gifts. You remember, this reminds me of your story, The Singing Six. Remember that?
Yes. One of my earlier works, but yes, it was fine.
Oh, I love that one. I remember every bit of it.
Well, no, you didn't remember your line.
But it was such a good story.
I will carefully examine this thing that he's given me.
You want to do an investigation check, or
and if I can,
or Arcana, or
give Javient the sign to distract him while I cast Detect Magic on it as well.
Yeah, I start prattling on.
Or actually, yeah. Yep, we'll save that one for later. Yes.
Yeah, I start prattling. Okay. I'm sure that you were going to get your own costume for this evening, but I did take the liberty of finding something that would fit your updated status, as it were.
Well, I couldn't pass that up, Javient, with your skill. I can't wait.
I'm so glad that you appreciate this. So listen. I know your whole thing with the fancy jacket. I saw you; it was beautiful, and I could
ramble on.
Yeah, I'm just going off.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, please don't make me do this any longer.
Mertimo, I need you to first off roll me a sleight of hand check, because I'm assuming you're trying to do this a little stealthily.
That'd be a natural one, Bob.
Okay.
What are you doing there?
Yeah.
I dropped my napkin.
You, Callan, you immediately start to, as she's talking to you, very much you pick up on, like, he made like a little like baseball gesture. She starts rambling on about nothing. Like, it's important, but it's not. And then she's rambling, and you kind of like, why are you doing this? And you look and immediately see him starting to cast a spell.
Well, when I said the singing six, I didn't mean the devil. What are you doing, Murdy Mo?
I would continue casting at this point.
Where's our drinks? I don't think Callan would be pretty nonplussed. So
okay, so detect magic.
Plus or nonplussed?
That's a level 1 spell, so we're fine there.
For the duration, you sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. I'm going to eyeball the table while I'm at it, too. If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and you learn its school of magic, if any. The spell can penetrate most barriers, but is blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt. Take it away, Bob.
Table is over 3 feet. No.
30 feet. 30 feet.
30 feet. Oh, 30 feet.
Oh, it was 3 feet of wood. It's a 3 foot, some sort of dimensional table.
Yeah. It's bigger
The
on the
idea,
inside.
the platonic idea of tables, that is somehow platonic idea of 3 feet.
Scanning.
Don't judge this table. So as you cast and look kind of look around a little bit at the table, it's fine.
Non-detection. Yes.
Yes.
Lights up. I mean, darn near head to toe almost, to a certain degree, in varying auras. There's some stuff. Then you look down at the amulet, and yeah, sure enough. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I have not gone and tried to find specifically. It's
you won't find it specifically.
Okay, good, because I was just trying to look better than I was.
You're awesome, Scott.
Oh, don't lie. All right, so the amulet. Why don't you tell me what school of magic? Because I'm thinking illusion.
No, it will radiate abjuration magic.
Oh, abjuration. Okay. See, the liberties I give you, unless you gave an item to someone, and I know very little, next to nothing almost. Because, yeah. Anyway, so we'll talk. Yeah, I'm really, I'm still playing with the idea of trying to find a way to give you guys, because I feel there's no possible way it could work against me of giving you guys the deck of many things somehow. Because
I did that to one of my kids' clubs these last few weeks. That was good.
Pull all the cards.
Oh, geez.
Okay. So you definitely have a lot of auras around Callan.
This is giving abjurations. Okay.
Yes.
Kellen, you are holding a lot back. You are holding many things back in this job. Draw the dagger and stab the dagger into the table.
Ow! Sorry. I can't resist that joke now.
Well, listen, you and I both know on these kind of jobs that when we're working with other teams, there's always some variables.
Yes, but that is team versus team. You have some other games going on here. I was not born this morning.
You know, the only other game I got going on is the show. The flash, the kabam, you know, the whole pizzazz.
Yes, what is
the
this
only
then?
thing? What was that?
What is this then?
This is insurance.
You spoke with these Terrafin. What part of the pizzazz is this?
Well, this isn't necessarily for Terrafin. This is for you.
A cup of a small brownish liqueur gets set down, and she just kind of, let me know if you need anything.
Thank you, mister.
Are we, was that mister, or are we?
I don't know. Was it?
Like, Mertimo will be.
Yeah, just eyeing.
Insight check, please.
Okay, so Callan.
Hold on it. Insight real quick. Sorry.
No problem.
13.
13. As you are giving her the crazy eyes, she kind of half like awkwardly smiles and just like, okay, I'll be back at the bar. You don't get anything but uncomfortable from her. And
I don't know if Mertimo
have,
would recognize uncomfortable, but okay.
Absolutely.
and you still have detect magic up, and she doesn't glow at all. As well.
I don't know that Mr. glows either. I didn't have it up when he was around. So
correct, sir.
Everyone's a potential threat.
Everyone.
Yeah, that's all you need to do is give the megalomaniac a little more proof that everyone's
Alan, what were you about to say?
Callan is gonna, okay. Here you're asking what I'm up to. Here's what I'm up to. I'm worried that one of the names I heard that might be showing up on this operation might make things a little complicated. So I am giving you some insurance with that. And what I mean is there's a person in Valian Dorn's employ that we met, and her name was Rain, and she had the ability to put on quite the show in people's minds.
Oh.
And I need your mind to be solid, focused, and I think this will help with that.
See, Colin, just a little bit of trust. And now we know, and now we can prepare and plan and write her into the script so that we can write her out if we need to.
Does she need a costume?
No, but I am hoping to give her some pretty emphatic stage direction.
And this blue that this Lorraine was off on a job with?
I don't know anything about.
What other associates does this Mr. Vines have that we should be keeping eyes on for?
Those are the only two.
Scar, you remember?
Scar.
Big boy.
We all heard that name, right?
Scar, the Scar man. Very well. And is he also one that needs to be written out of the script?
Where did we see Scar?
He was the heavy that was helping guard Talsia, and you guys like almost half recruited him in the street.
Oh yeah.
After
oh yeah. So as far as I know, these people are still out there and maybe still in the employ of Valian Dorn.
Very well. So we are getting intel. We have a map. We have unreliable partners. We may have a wild card who needs to be forcibly written out of the script, forced exit left, pursued by Callan. You have an in with the Terrafin. This Lord Derek, what's his name?
Mm-hmm.
Is throwing the party. There is a goblet. We must get the goblet. We have no idea what the goblet looks like. We will be taking Malik's word for it, who is not a person of first appearances. Callan.
But you got a good map?
From Mr. Is it reliable?
Okay. Well, we got to work with the information we have. And the goblet is in the mansion, and I was able to, I wasn't able to tell exactly where it was, but I was able to tell that it is below ground level. Does that line up, intersect with anything on the map?
No, there was nothing about the basements. There was a guard room in the back in some place.
Yeah, there were a few areas he didn't get everywhere, but yeah,
But the garden room was in the basement, right? Or just in the back of the house?
Back of the house that had some, potential, but who knows?
And what is the plan, Kellen? You'll be looking around, making sure nobody else is nearby. Kind of wiggle the dagger into the table a little bit more.
Roll me a perception check if you're looking around. See if anyone's paying attention.
That would be a 18.
18? Okay. You're pretty confident no one is really giving you too much attention.
Mm-hmm.
Let us go for a walk, perhaps. Drink up. We go for a walk.
Okay.
Sheath my dagger.
Drink a lot.
We've got time until everybody's showing up again, correct?
Yes.
We will go find an abandoned lot somewhere. A nice, wide, open lot.
There are actually, if you get closer to the actual Stones district, plenty of abandoned shops, like that's.
I would even prefer a wide open area.
It still is not too hard to find.
Okay.
You after 20 minutes or so walking with purpose, going looking for the right areas that you pretty much all are aware of, you find kind of a open, secluded, kind of both away but also wide open, so you can see if people are.
Pull out sheets for both Javiant and for Callan. Several sheets of mine, as though we are rehearsing.
Okay.
Your friend Dolan Malik is, underneath his appearance, is a very deeply scarred man, like red eyes, red skin, burned. He's not what he appears, for all his enthusiasm.
Well, I spent all day with him. I didn't notice any of that.
Shocking.
It just kind of like, of course, right?
Everybody roll me a performance just in general for just any random rolls I do for people passing by, even remotely on the outside, to see if you guys are weird enough or something that they might pay attention.
18.
Also an 18.
You guys are gone. They keep getting legs and walking away.
Catherine, no!
They're in my lap. Sorry, Catherine. Sorry, bestie. I should never have doubted you. That was all me. Sorry. Okay. Performance.
I want to inform Mertimo and Javiant about the double glaze cross or whatever. For we visited Torre Tirania to look in on everything that Dolan sees, so that they're aware of that.
You want to just do an exposition dump on that part, basically?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Catch them up.
I rolled a 7 on my performance check, by the way.
Perfect. I was waiting for that.
You're getting way too excited about this, trying to act normal.
Acting is what I live for.
So, continue. On the rare occasion during the beginning of this, so like you see one or two people kind of walk in the general area. They don't even look in your direction unless you kind of like, hey, you get out of here. They're like, what? I'm walking.
We are rehearsing.
Yeah.
This is a public street, buddy.
Go away.
You go away.
Javian or Mertimo will get his dagger and start toward them.
Hey, whoa. Like, geez, freaks over here. Just keep walking.
Actors.
Only the finest freaks. On with you.
Bloody actors. Get a job.
So cruel.
You keep talking. It's so cruel. Okay. Continue. That distraction is over.
Double glazed, so we can watch what they're watching. What is the plan? We find the item and what? How many items are you? So Malik will tell us what it looks like, since apparently no one thought to think of what it looks like before we started this job.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah,
We will have a
there's-
replica made, and we will have 2 replicas made, Kalandan. And what is the
Yes.
plan from there? How do we do this?
Well, we have to somehow actually place the actual goblet in Valian Doran's hands to fulfill the contract
This is the contract you have with your girlfriend.
with my queen. Yes.
Your queen.
Yes. And so basically what we're doing, if it's coming together for you, is we're kind of juggling the actual goblet and a couple of fake goblets. And we can't predict where they're going to land. We have to go with what they're going to do. And
We better not be relying on my ledger domain, my hands. These hands are made for writing, not for the swapping out of things.
just your mind. And speaking of your mind, another awesome play I remember of yours. You remember that? What was that called? That dueling intentions
Dueling intentions, yes.
with the prince and the blackguard and the
Dross
Oh,
and drivel. Not my
all
finest
good
one.
stuff. Anyways, where was I?
You're praising
Juggling.
my work.
We're juggling. Yes, we're going to a party. We're juggling. Whatever lands in our hands, we win.
So, this might be a silly question. Why does your girlfriend want to put this fake goblet in this dude's hand?
Oh, he wants to put the real. She wants to put the real one into Mr. Vines's hands.
Why?
Well, the centerpiece of this whole thing is she trusted me to do this whole thing.
Right, and aren't you like Terrapin's best friend?
Right. And
So, is she
she's
trusting
really
her?
smart. So
I
she
doubt that.
obviously knows what she's doing.
I doubt that. She's your girlfriend, Callan, no offense. But I no. This sounds, how do I say this? Poorly thought out, unless there's some ulterior motive.
Or
Oh,
a
Javier.
setup.
Yes, it seems very much,
It almost seems like she wishes to kill you.
yes. What did you do to cross her?
The only thing I'm setting you two up for is fame and glory.
I'm
I
not worried
guarantee
about
you.
us, darling, but I'm worried about you.
Oh, why?
This seems, again, it seems, for lack of a better word, suspicious.
No.
No, well, you're wrong, but that's fine.
I just gotta,
Why
trust.
well, okay, are you not Terrafin's patron anymore?
No.
By choice?
No. I kind of had to die for that to happen.
And if given the chance, would you become his patron again? Or him be your patron or whatever?
No, but I really like him. And I think I owe it to him to make, set him on a good path, make everything work out well for him.
He's a god.
He's kind of simple.
Isn't that his problem?
Yeah, but it's also what makes him so genuine and sincere.
And yet you've allowed for his influence over you to be taken away, yet you care for him enough to sabotage your own ability to engage with him because your girlfriend who killed you and then brought you back from the dead said you should.
Miratimo is busy writing this down.
Oh, my girlfriend didn't kill me.
Are you sure about that? Because she seems like she might plan that out. Absolutely.
No, Tavia, you just, if you could
Because
see her.
you died and then woke up in her crib. That means that she planned on you dying to clone you. I'm no relationship expert. You know, my love life is complicated at best, but this seems quite like, again, Callan, you're quite intelligent somehow. You stumble into many fortunate circumstances, but
it's just
blinded by her influence. And this is coming from someone who hasn't seen you in years, especially not since you've died. But I don't know if you should trust this person. Are they a person? They brought you back from the dead. Are they a lich?
She's a dragon.
Even worse. Oh my god.
The twist. Miratimo's writing down the twist.
She's really awesome.
I bet a dragon is pretty awesome. But
do you remember at the festivals that one vendor who sold those risque little frescoes, and there was always the pictures of the scantily clad boys or girls who were just posing in front of bookshelves. And you and I, all we could do is like look at those bookshelves and say, what books do you think are on those shelves? And no matter how much of a beauty was in front of it, that's all we could think of. She's both.
She's the book and the shelf.
She's the book, the shelf, the beauty.
Oh, he's
all of it.
Oh, can I do an Arcana check to see if he's brainwashed?
Absolutely.
Okay, good. Dice.
So you are not the naked man in front of the bookcase, though.
Oh, I am a lot, okay. All the time. Ooh,
writing notes.
And how does that go again?
There's another play here. I can feel
got
it.
A really, really beautiful, huge library.
Oh yeah, we're sure talking about our library.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 17 Arcana check.
All right.
Sorry.
Just that side comment. Her amazing shelves. I get it.
Does she have my manuscripts on her shelves?
I am just find myself rummaging through her stacks
your manuscripts
all the time.
17. There's a lot of kind of mixed energies that you are getting coming off of Callan. Some you could definitely pick up without knowing like what in any way they are coming from like things he's wearing or things like that. But you do get the just tiniest dash of something that just kind of like a scent in the air coming from like a certain shampoo he used, kind of magically speaking. But nothing that you could put your finger on of like, that's it. It's in your brain.
Wow. Goodness gracious. Alavacious Callan, you know what? You've changed my mind. I'm wrong. Yeah, I'm sure that she's everything you could have dreamed of. I mean, I've played many a book and a shelf, if we're going to go there. So I understand how you're feeling, and I respect your choices. Callan, love is a beautiful thing. We should celebrate it at all costs, Callan. Oh, treasure it like a little baby bird that has flown out of the nest, and that's all I've got. And that's it. Congratulations, my friend. Yep, I'm fully in support now.
I think Callan would have had a flash of a memory because a little baby bird came out of his mouth before he died.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
little flashback.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I know. And
chirp.
And I just hope that in this new endeavor, Callan, you don't lose yourself along the way. We did miss you so.
Bigger, brighter, better. That's all I can say.
Hmm.
And I hope to be able to give you some of that too. When we're done here.
Just do not be getting us killed.
Yeah, I think that we'll take our cut and we'll just be fine. Yeah, and I punch Callan in the shoulder, like, please don't put me near your girlfriend. I don't want to meet her. Best friend.
Well, Dragonlock has just been so shaken up lately. I just want to know that when the dust settles, that the two of you are on the top.
You have no idea how much we want that too. And how sweet of you to think of us in your magnitude. I'm not the one who writes the words. I just say them. It's not.
You just look at the books on the shelves. Yes.
Hands you a sheet with magnitude spelled
out honey, I
phonetically.
Okay, I built the shelf. Books, it's BYOB. You know what I mean. Bring your own book. Get it?
Yeah, he has many manuscripts he likes to put on the shelf.
Uh-huh.
A prolific writer.
Okay, anyway. So essentially what I'm trying to do is now backtrack way far so that Callan doesn't think I'm super suspicious of him. And I try to give Martimo a look of like...
He was just finishing up his notes.
Mm-hmm.
Would you roll me a, let's just call it a stealth check for just trying to keep that look, nonchalant away from Callan?
Yeah. Sorry, I accidentally put my character sheet down. No, I'm sorry. Where's my character?
Did this Dragon Queen have my manuscripts, Callan? Just this wistful look on his face. In this large library of hers? So many books.
I want to say yes. It's a really big library, Martimo. Hey, you know who could arrange that if they aren't?
You'll be doing no such thing.
What'd you roll?
Hang on.
You seem really busy, Callan, and I don't know that you will actually take.
That is an 18 plus 3, 21.
Well, then let's tattoo him on my chest. She'll see him.
I mean, I burned the early work.
You artists.
But it
They
lives on.
Experiences. Like dust in the wind.
Javen, you feel confident that you gave that little without anyone, without Callan noticing, just going from passive perception.
Now, did the real question is, did Martimo see it as he's making his notes? That's the real question.
Roll me an active perception there, Martimo, with disadvantage.
Not passive perception?
No, I'm going to give you a shot, but it's still disadvantage.
I have a passive perception of 15.
I get that.
All right.
I know.
Active perception is only a 10.
Okay. Between wondering if she maybe has one of your plays on the shelf and the notes you're taking, You didn't notice anything Javian was sending your way.
Oh my god. Okay, so noticing that I tell Callan that I need to go clear my head after all this talk. I'm quite oh, you know how it is with strong emotion, Callan. I just need a moment. Mertimo, come with me.
Yes, Javian.
Mm-hmm.
We are meeting with them later this evening. Yes.
Yes. Don't forget your lines.
We will see you then, Callan.
Okay.
He hands you he hands you another line a reading change, Callan, as he walks away.
Okay. As Javiant walks away, I'm gonna cast Phantasmal Force on her.
Okay.
And make it so that in the spot she's standing, suddenly she sees a huge audience of admirers fan out in front of her and cheer loudly, or not for them, cheer loudly for Javian.
Oh, this again, another
just pumping them up as much as an audience possibly can.
Oh, what does this do to my brain?
Give me a second here. I'm looking for something here.
I mean, this is really just another day for me.
I mean,
big star.
Is it the day that ends in Y? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Do the days end what?
Okay, before you do that, I need Callan. I need you to roll percentile for me.
Okay.
Or not a percentile yet. Not a percentile. An Arcana check.
Oh, percentile's coming.
I am rolling an Arcana check.
That is good. I am glad to find out the result.
Computing. 17.
17? Okay, you're fine. All right. So casting action. I need what is your DC, Callan?
Intelligence 16.
Okay, 16. So Javian, you have to make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh.
But you don't want to succeed at this one.
I'm beautiful, not smart. Come on. Oh. Okay. Actually, my intelligence is really high. I'm beautiful and smart. What can I say?
Of course.
Of course. As long as I roll good. That is a 16 plus 5, 21.
It fails.
It fails?
You succeed, but the spell fails. Sorry, I phrased that.
Fizzle.
Yeah. But I will say, Callan, casting this, with that roll I made you do, mechanically speaking, into game, you almost felt as it kind of left you, there was almost an ambient friction that you kind of pushed through, but you remember before you died casting magical spells, like it was very free-flowing and easy and all that. It felt like there was a little friction there. I mean, and this is a lower level spell. I mean, it's only second level, but still, it's it wasn't smooth, silky.
Funky fresh.
That's interesting.
Yep, it still worked. I mean, you felt it go and do what it should have, but she resisted it. So it doesn't feel like prevented you from doing it. It just felt different still.
Do I know he just cast a spell on me?
Let me look. It doesn't. It doesn't say anything specifically like that.
Okay. So
I'm skimming, but because it's a long spell.
It's okay. I'd prefer, honestly, if they didn't know, because they're already very suspicious, and I don't want to bifurcate the party completely. They're definitely suspicious, but...
Oh, no, you do. Basically, the spell pops off. Like, everything is very quickly. I apologize. Basically, spell, that illusion and that fanfare, like all of that starts to come, and immediately you see they're just kind of like shadows you can see through, like just everything, the sound, everything just, it's fake.
Okay. Does
and
he
immediately
Unless I react.
he knows probably it's his spell, so he knows it didn't sink in like it's supposed to.
Yeah. Okay. I Javiant would grab Meritimo by the arm, like really strongly on the upper part of his arm, and just kind of walk faster. And kind of try to act like nothing happened, but their pace is hurried for sure.
They are in another one of their moods. I go along.
Yeah, and I call it. I'm like, see you later, Colin. Yep, because
He did just try.
It's a nice thing to do. He's trying to hype me up. I understand, but it's also manipulating me through your weird, evil girlfriend, and I don't like it.
I don't like it. I don't like her. I don't
appreciate it. And her bookshelves. I don't appreciate those either.
And just to reiterate, I believe you both get it. Any reference to she's a dragon, the only dragons in this world are the gods.
Yeah, I'm an atheist. For sure.
It doesn't mean you don't know who Jesus Christ is.
Dragon. We can't hurt you.
Anyway, so Callan, you like I said, that friction, you see it pop off. She definitely shrugged it off, and that change in posture and that just hurrying a little bit. She says, see you later. What are you doing there now, alone in that moment? Or not alone, but
I'm a little perplexed by the magical friction. So as I watch them walk off, I want to try another thing. So I'm going to take one of those spent burner sending stones and use catapult on it to try to shoot it at maybe if there's a bell on any of the buildings or something fragile that I can just break, but not too obvious.
Absolutely. I mean, whether it be some like a pallet against a wall or there's stuff. So you cast catapult. Roll me an Arcana check real quick.
What is going on with you, man?
Dirty 20.
You still feel that same friction, but it doesn't prevent you from doing it. And it shoots off and slams into the side of the building. Kind of, takes splits a board and knocks like just a leftover little like equivalent of like a beer bottle type thing on a sail and just shatters it. It worked exactly how it should. You just felt a little something extra there.
Okay. Huh. Weird.
Yeah. Just enough to be noteworthy.
Yep. I don't think Callan would try to do anything else.
Okay.
Beyond that. Until our next meeting, or unless Dolan's back. Or...
Well, we can fast track to that unless Mertimo, Javiant, do you have anything you want to, as you two have kind of walked a block or two, quickly hash over?
Yeah, so he's getting mind control for sure.
What?
By his evil girlfriend. And listen.
Easy? I saw he's got spark. He's got all sorts of things on him.
No, there's something else. Like BO. Magical BO.
That is unfortunate.
I know. There should be some sort of deodorant for that. But it's I don't trust him completely. I trust that he is unaware of what's going on. So, what we need to do, I think we need to help him.
Do we?
I know that we should just get our things and go out. I understand, but I don't think he knows what's going on. I think he's being used by something bigger than even this queen person. I don't trust it, and I don't think he needs to be near that right now. I know we could just leave, but there's just this
My
feeling.
dear Javiant, you pat her hand. Like, my dear Javiant, our lives are here with whatever has happened. Yes, he wants us to be on top, but our lives are in the balance now. We need to ride this out a little bit until we can find a safe place to exit this wave.
I think that he has to come with us. I can't explain it.
My dear, as much as I appreciate you, there's such deep compassion. You are my first priority. If we can disengage him, excellent. But my dear Javiant, we must take care of ourselves first.
I know we should.
You are such deep compassion, which is what makes you such a fine artist.
Don't forget actor.
An actor. I meant the artistry and the acting,
oh, thank
the
you.
clothing design.
You have to mention all of them.
Drama. I know. He got a little distracted by the book, perhaps his masterworks are not in the right. He's off his game, and he knows he's yes.
Focus.
But
all right, so you two, talk a little bit. There's some things to maybe mull over and think on, and also keep an eye on. We'll fast forward here. Back at the Silver Teacup and another meeting. This will be for mechanical purposes the last meeting before we do a little time jump for prep for the heist. So you arrive first, seeing as you're kind of living there to a certain degree at the moment.
As long as the platinum holds out, yes.
Yeah. And after a little bit of a spell of all of you kind of being together, sitting, whether it be uncomfortable or not, depending on how well the performances are, Daughter Midnight, Doran, and Mister will all make their way in, and they'll all sit and join you. Mister is the only one who kind of sits at the table nearest to you, but still very clearly keeping himself still somewhat apart from both groups, and is sitting there right there. Daughter Midnight, she plops herself down directly across from Callan, and Doran, he actually sits he just weasels in trying to find a spot near Callan, near all of you, just kind of like, hey, we're all friends, he's just nonplussed, and Daughter Midnight will just look at all of you and so how was everybody's day? Was everything fruitful?
Planning is going well.
We've had time to think about everything and decide on plans and how we're going to accomplish them.
Yes, yeah, that's what he said. Plans, Daughter Midnight.
Shopping trip went well. We have just the perfect fabrics. This is going to be excellent. Much excellent. Mr. Malik, you are going to be very pleased with what the Radiant Javiant has put together for you.
I can't wait.
It will be quite special.
Anything's going to be special. It's coming from all of you. I mean, it's going to be great.
The Mr. Speaker of the Vines did speak of perhaps others who may be joining us. Do they have any special needs or requirements that we would need to take into account should they decide to join?
Midnight she'll just know they'll come with anything they need.
Excellent.
if they
Excellent.
arrive in time.
Excellent.
Mister will kind of lean forward just a little bit and just kind of sniff the air. Just man, there's a lot of tension and just like almost mistrust. Just reeks at the table.
How'd you
everybody
know?
feeling? He's like, how's everybody feeling? Like, it looks like he's enjoying it.
I'm gonna stare at him for a second and then just kind of, oh, stirring up some trouble, huh? I like this guy, and like mess up his hair and just see how he reacts.
Roll me. This is going to be opposed dexterity because he won't let you if he can help it.
Okay.
I rolled a 22.
I rolled a 22.
What is your dex modifier? His is 5.
Oh, Jesus. Plus
Yeah.
2.
Plus
2.
So as you get right there and he just doesn't break. He's just like, come on. Not the face. I feel any of you actors would appreciate that. That's kind of
Not cool, Khaled.
Okay. Maybe just get away with a little boop and then let go.
You're within finger range of just
okay.
He doesn't look angry though. He he's come on.
You guys are great though. After you're done here, we got to talk because I don't know if that Fallion Dorn guy has got your future in mind.
Not familiar. Speaker of the Vines is who hired me.
Of course.
Yep.
So,
Mr. Malik, do you have everything that you need?
Working as hard as I can.
Excellent. As soon as we know what the item looks like, please do let me know. I work best when I have all of the information.
It's really kind of.
Here's the first draft of when we approach the gate as Javiant's escorts. Please do it in your downtime. I don't wish to interrupt your work, but in your downtime, please do memorize those lines and the subscript and the appendices.
He's looking ahead, just kind of glancing over. He's like, "This shouldn't be hard. It doesn't. It looks like I have a lot of movement, but I don't think I actually have any lines."
There is one where there's the one where you hum in agreement.
Oh yes, I
try to
see
put
that.
the emphasis on the second syllable, please.
Second. Does anyone have a quill? I'll just mark
hands
second.
him, and not his good quill, but he'll hand him.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The
second
third
syllable.
best.
Yeah. No.
You shall almost. You need to lead
Little more
into
practice.
I can get this. I can get this.
That's what I do.
Breathe from the diaphragm.
I'll work on that.
Thank you. Yeah. You will be excellent, I am sure. And we will be following Javian's lead. They are excellent. It will come naturally to you just following them.
Midnight's gonna look at Callan and just kind of watching this, and she looks at him like, "Really, this is who you picked?" Wow. Distraction. Like, okay. Yeah, this is. It just kind of leans back a little bit and like, I feel like I'm going to be cleaning up a lot that night.
So you're saying you think they might fail, or we might fail?
Oh no, I'm not saying that. I just, I have a feeling it's not going to go off with a hitch, and I'm going to have to bury a lot of bodies at the end of this. That's all.
Probably.
Oh, but
she just kind of looks at you.
Can you tell me how it's not going to go off without a hitch?
I cannot.
Aha. See? And that's the key.
Yeah. I really hope it just in the end it's a success, because I personally hate to have to be the one to do any kind of retribution or anything.
And Mister,
But
do you have the opportunity to, perhaps we have 11 days, do you have the opportunity to, there were a few rooms that you had not yet had a chance to look at?
yeah, I planned on trying to get back in there. I was
Most
just kind of
excellent.
letting
You are
things
obviously
die
a
down a little bit.
professional.
I've been known.
Most excellent. Again, please do let me know whatever details you may have so that I may write that into the script. I shall not be providing you. You will obviously be an expert at improvising. No script needed.
Appreciate it. Professional courtesy and all. Anything else you want to cover?
I can't tell if Mr. trusts us or not. I distrust everyone to this
Roll me
point.
an insight check.
I
mean, that's a
do
way
like
in
playing
D&D.
Dungeons and Dragons.
try.
I like to do Dungeons and Dragons if you really want me to. Ah! It fell on the ground.
Catherine went rogue.
She sure did. Oh, and she did me dirty too. That was a 4 plus 2, 6.
He's hard to read. Like
Kidding.
like you every now and then you get the sense that he is definitely separated from the groups, but then you also get that vibe of he's 100% on their side. But then every now and then you get this dash of like, yeah, but I think he likes us. He might like us, you know. He's hard to read of where he stands in all of this, other than by what he said, because nothing he said is dishonest. He was hired to do a job, and that's all he's here for. He doesn't care. Like that rings true.
Yep.
Callan?
Yes. So is Thalion Dorn, is my client going to be at the party? Because it would be really nice to, once we acquire the object, just get it over with and hand it off and be done. I don't want to, have to hang around extra hours and deal with chatting with him.
Midnight, she just still arms crossed, just kind of looks at. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure. After we have the plan and we inform him of our intentions, he will be nearby to facilitate however he can and deems fit.
Okay. You might want to mention that we're dealing with gods here, so it might be a little shaky, iffy to go rogue with something that they don't want to take. So it'd be really nice if he could just take it off my hands right away.
I'll be sure to pass that along. All right. Any other conversation? Otherwise, we'll go into kind of a fast forward kind of prep over the next now 10 days. All right. So we are going to do a skill check challenge. This one is not a direct failure success kind of rate. This one is more about succeeding over the DC to accomplish like points that you can use. And so regardless of the topics you use your skills to accomplish over the week, it's more about the number of points. So that way when you are in during the heist, you hit a door you can't unlock or a complication that you can't solve. You've got this thing that you could just implement because we did the prep work and we have a code or a secret or a change of clothes or whatever it is.
Sweet.
So you've got 10 days So we got 10 checks. Okay. Now, for the fact of you have some help from the others over the course of the 10 days in the planning, you can have one reroll in Arcana. You can have one reroll in Deception. And you can have one reroll in, we'll go with Acrobatics. That'd be more her style. So if you roll any of those and you don't feel like you rolled enough, you can use one of those, and that's for the group. So if somebody uses the Arcana
Malik
one,
or Mr. or Daughter Midnight.
Yep, basically I have one from each of them because they're assisting in these tasks if you so choose. So during this, remember you had like you were thinking disguises, you were thinking blueprints, stuff like that. Those are all things you can implement in different ways as well. The DC on this, I will tell you, it is a 18. A little bit higher, but with where you're going and what you're doing and who you're stealing from, kind of makes sense. So, everyone, roll me initiative, please.
Six.
9.
I have too many tabs open. Sorry. That is a 9 plus 3, 11, 12. I can do math.
Yay, math.
It's late on a Friday. You don't have to do math if you don't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than write dice rolls and skill checks and initiative.
A calculator.
Fair. All right. So
And double
Javian.
crosses.
And double, triple crosses. Shaven, you are leading off day one. So you can make this a private task, or you can kind of describe this as today's objective for the entire group. It's like you can implement your idea with a skill and what the general task you're accomplishing for the future heist. And then also remember, for skill check challenges, it's been a little while. You cannot use the exact same skill as the person who just went. And you can't use the exact same skill that you used last time you went. So, Killian, if you use acrobatics this time, you can't use it next time. Plus, Murtimo can't use it next.
Well, this is fine because I really don't have anything ridiculous I need to do. What I'm going to do is make sure that, because I'm designing costumes, that's my big thing. That's Javian's like big whole reason for living right now. So they are going to go to the wealthiest district in town, and they're going to ask Mr. to come with them.
Okay.
And they are going to observe the highest fashions of the town, and then whatever that is, step it up times 10 for a fancy engagement.
Okay. So what skill are you planning on using?
Perception.
Perception. Okay.
And essentially,
Roll.
Mr. will help them blend in and give them more information if they need it, is the way I. That is a 19 plus 5, 24.
24. That is a success. So over the course of the day, you and Mr. kind of spend time kind of walking around the Cliffs district, stopping in at a few different shops. He actually ends up taking you to the equivalent of like a private like art exhibit.
Okay.
Like in someone's like actual mansion, he transforms and changes his appearance to appear like some really rich, extravagant elven man, and escorts you in. And it's actually like an art exhibit, but it's all like models wearing new upcoming outfits, like the equivalent of like a runway show, except they're like living mannequins wearing the new things, and rich people walking, looking, and the people who designed them are kind of there to talk about what they've done and all that. And yeah, you definitely get a vibe of up and coming, trendy, and get some real inspiration for future endeavors. And actually, also, little added tidbit, Mister's a lot of fun. He actually, like, you can tell he, like, through this changing his appearance, and like, he's a total, like, he is an actor who takes, he's method. He never breaks character when he turns into this other person.
Mm-hmm.
Even when you're like alone and you're like, oh, that was like, oh, that's neat. You know, we should probably get back. And he's like, I have no idea. Talking about on to the next, you know, never stops. But yeah, you have a good day, and you come back feeling very much just mind going with the directions and inspiration of where you might go.
I'm essentially also looking for where I can hide weapons on my garments, in the garments of Maritimo. And Callan can have one weapon holster. I have 4. I have a lot of daggers. So.
Use that for future things. Right now, you've got ideas for design.
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out how I can bring weapons in while going with the cut of the outfit, what's stylish, where there's literally no suspicion you wouldn't be able to tell.
And Mr. 100% would even give you some advice on that. He's like, actually, I found that the best place to hide things, you know. All right, yeah. Murtibo, day 2. You spent your day previous probably writing and doing things like that. Yes. Today, you're out and about and getting some things done. What are you doing?
And actually would prefer till the evening.
Whenever you'd like. You set the stage.
Maritimo will be right. Needs to examine the stage intimately. He needs to understand what the layout is, where the exits and the entrances are, so that we can write this into the plan appropriately, as much as possible, taking into the extras, right? The guards walking around. So he'll be waiting till dark, and more subdued clothing for himself, right? Right, he already kind of favors that the dark, you know, the director's dark clothing, like dark blues and right. But he will be, we've got, Callan has been in with his sketchy details, right? It was more focused on Terrafin. We have a layout of the location, of the inside the house. He's going to slip about the grounds, checking windows, checking what's locked, what's openable, what's not openable, guard patterns, listening in wherever possible, checking out, right? From what Callan said, it sounds like there was a banquet out, and there may be a terrace. That may be where the bulk of the party is outside. Bushes, likely places to hide. He wants to be prepared for when this goes down, where he and Javian can find their way out again, assuming the layout of the house is correct. I mean, it may peek in a few windows, but his primary concern is that exterior portion.
Okay. So, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking stealth.
That sounds appropriate for everything you just laid out.
Okay. That would be a 27. Does a 27 win?
27, I think, just makes the DC. I feel like I set it too low. Yeah, so you managed to, wait for, like you start off on the outskirts by the fence line, watching the guards. And over the course of, a few hours mixed in, you managed to, see a few spots where actually kind of blind spots in their patterns on people walking the perimeter of the actual house, where the guards, like, they get distracted, they start talking to each other. You get the vibe of who they are and the type. You can get close enough a few times that you can hear some of the conversations. So you make your way in and start looking around. And there are a lot of greenery, lot of place. Like, there are sculptures of plants, and I mean, think kind of like very fancy, almost like the French more mansion layout and greenery, and on the outside and inside. You can picture in your head, seeing as you were given a rough blueprint as well. So like verifying, look in. There is always a little bit of hustle and bustle going on, even like getting late into the night. You see there is people coming this way and that way. A lot of servers, a lot of food on that terrace. You do see that as well. And everywhere you kind of check with that blueprint, everything is like, to the point of where your mind goes like, man, he must have been a director in a different life, because like you're doing your own measurements of like counting off. You're like, and it's like 42 paces. He's dead on, you know.
At least a stage designer, yes, a set designer,
yeah,
yes.
Something, you know. And you do see like it's. You spend more time sitting and hiding in a spot and watching things, because there is still movement. I mean, it's late into the night.
And it's hard to believe that Meritimo can just sit and be quiet and observe somebody else without interjecting. But this is the one thing that he's multifaceted.
The whole time.
Multifaceted, yes.
Yeah, but you definitely verify looking in that there are definitely the blueprints seem accurate. You definitely would get the vibe of patterns to the actual guards, the way they move. And you do actually see the one place that there's not too much being watched is the actual kind of very fancy with a very like low, like waist high railing right to the edge of the cliff, overlooking down below Lock Lake and the waterfall and everything. And like, not too, that's the, like, if anywhere's kind of, there's a way out if you had to, if you had a plan. Nobody's really guarding that, because who's coming from there?
It'd be the first place I'd check.
So, Callan, we have 2 successes so far.
Okay.
How's day 3 looking?
Well, Callan would have to probably go take a trip with Dolan to retrieve the items he needs.
Yep.
So, yeah, we'd go all the way back there, get the things. I'd have to pass through the Shores District. And I'd come to mind, I remember that Mertimo said that one of his good friends down in the Shores, Fleet Pinch, is dead. And is, I kind of want to take a look around, see, how the Shores District, the slums and the favelas, how are they faring in this, in these uncertain times. So after we visit Toratarani, you get the supplies. I'm going to go under one of the docks and just grab a bunch of muck and just vegetation, seaweed that's stuck to the bottom of a dock, and just, take a big old armful of it. And then, and kind of tell Dolan, oh, I'm getting presents for someone. And then he and I will walk into the Shores District, head for the sewers where Fleet Pinch's wife, Hollywood, is the resident sewer druid, and try to see if I can, give her my condolences. And if she's there, just kind of, take some time to lift the spirits of the shores, spend a little platinum to get those artisans and vendors cooking up feasts, taking care of everybody while we're down there, turning it into a memorial celebration for Fleet Pinch, and just hanging out using persuasion.
Persuasion. Okay. Let's have that roll.
Okay. 23.
23. Okay. That's another success. I'm going to just make a note. After all of this, we have to have a separate roll for how that swap went down. But
just, invite everybody over to get as much as they can off the bounty, that whatever I can get, brought out. Get all the urchins and vagabonds that are taking shelter in the sewers and the shores area around there. Just try to help them out as much as possible.
Yes. You
spend some time with the salt of the earth people
the real people of this city.
Yeah.
So
and it's probably going to look to Dolan like I'm procrastinating.
Potentially.
Which I might be.
So over the course of it'll take time, because even like regardless of the time setting some of this up and doing some of this and kind of going down to the sewers and stuff like that, you actually don't find any recent signs of Hollywood. Not to say that, like, asking around, and as you kind of start to focus on the people of the area and like, hey, let's get together, let's have a nice little feast, remember, Fleet Bench and all that, and starting to put something together. It takes a while for people to even trust what you're doing, because, like, nobody does anything anymore for anybody. And so, like, a full table is less than a dozen people, even though you're basically offering a free meal.
Yeah.
Because things have gotten bad.
Yeah, I get that. It's unfortunate. It shouldn't be like that. There's a better way.
And you'll definitely, like, during all this, be getting nods. You'll be getting people talking about the good old days and the good old days in the slums. That's kind of a oxymoron, I guess. But as they're talking, they talk about how after, like, one or two people kind of, you put the stories together of, like, there was an accident, there was a fire, there was a boat that sank, there was a job that was supposed to, like, basically rob a ship that was coming in that went wrong. And Hollywood hasn't been seen much since after that. But everyone also knows, just because of just the few little things that have happened here or there, she's still around somewhere. Because there's been one or two moments where some, like, really crappy, just kind of living in this area, people taking advantage of each other, but then more beyond the normal kind of vagabonds, burglars, stuff like that, where the rats and vermin of the city have swarmed and violently eliminated the injustice that has happened. And, like, Hollywood was never a vengeful, really, like, bloodthirsty person, but people think that you cross a line and, like, she's coming for you, but it's her rats and the insects and all of the, like, something happened after his death.
Well, if she's not here, then let's just turn this into a fine memorial for Fleet Pinch, and word will travel to her.
Yep. And kind of there's kind of a quiet ascension of just Fleet Pinch, good old days.
Yeah, but I really want to like turn this into, as much as I can, see where people need help. Turn it into like this whole community, like the stone soup phenomena. You bring a little bit and then we all have a lot. And hopefully the word gets out. But I just want to allay some of the misery that I see around here. And I'll spend a couple days doing it.
We'll have to come back to that because I'm telling you just off one day. Like, you'll get some like, hey, this was nice. But nobody is going out of their way. Like, there's multiple. So, Javian, we have 3 successes so far. You guys are rolling great. So, what does day 4 look like?
Day 4 looks like...
You weren't thinking about your turn the entire time.
No, in my head. I've been having songs stuck in my head. No, I was thinking it, and then I thought, shit, I got nothing. So then I'll make something up last minute. That was what my thought was. So here's what I'm making up last minute.
Acting.
Brilliant!
aliens attack. No, I go do some reconnaissance at the local bar, see if I can find where guards go to drink at the end of the day.
Right. So the most local kind of establishment like that is the Silver Teacup. So you're
I thought this was like spendy. Oh,
yeah, I thought
it is. That, but the thing is if you're talking like affordable, then it's not local. They go back down to the Stones district.
Then I'll probably go down there.
Okay. Just for clarification. So you will head down. What skill are you trying to use?
I want to use charisma.
What specific skill?
Persuasion.
Attached?
Persuasion.
You cannot use persuasion. That is what Callan just
it already
used.
got used, didn't it? Sorry. Then performance, yeah.
Okay, so are you thinking of like putting on a show to win their trust and things like that?
It's a free one-person show.
All right.
At the local tavern, and I have my
like
triangle,
like the old days.
Yeah, my kazoo. I've got my drum on my back. Like I've got all my stuff. I have all my own sound effects.
And that same plucky spirit that brought you to the heights that you are in now.
Yes, absolutely. It's the same show. I haven't changed it, even though it was an autobiographic account. It's 8 years old, but I still use it because I don't want to write another one. Martimo hasn't written me another one.
It needs to be perfect. Perfect.
It's also, his is 4 hours long. I can't do that one. This one's shorter.
Okay. You are performing a one-person, one-night only show in the Honey from the Stone.
Okay. Ooh, I rolled really good. So we're going to have to, yay.
I can't wait to see the full one-person show because we're going to go long tonight. We'll just let you do
an hour.
Full...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I rolled an 18 plus 7, 25.
Yeah.
So I'm up there.
Give me the first 5 minutes of your set.
I got you. So lights up. I have the barkeep turn off all of the lights by blowing out every single candle, and then I have him light them all again to lights down, lights up kind of thing. And it's me, and I'm sitting on a
place
stool.
does not have that kind of
no, it's actually the lights in the establishment itself.
No. I get that. They don't have the people, so it's literally like 2 people blowing out each one, and then one guy just like fucking piece of, just
yeah, it's very slow, and I wait until the very last one is lit, that's my cue. So it's about
you give a thumbs up. The last one's lit, you know?
Yeah, and it's like a minute and a half of silence. It looks like I'm sleeping. I've got my hand on my chin. And then the lights come up. I go, there was a day, unlike any other day, much like potentially today, but quite a little bit different than that, you'd say. And it's rhyming and it's terrible. And it's spoken word, and I can't bullshit any more of it. Please don't make me.
No, it's okay. Callan ditched on this.
Yeah, he was like, this sucks.
No.
And it's terrible. It's like probably the worst. It was not
He thinks he's got 5 minutes to go do whatever he's going to do.
It's a recounting of the day that I found my new favorite brand of not shampoo, but like body soap. And you don't find that out until the last 5 minutes. It's a gripping tale until you realize it's just me going to the market and coming back. And
Rosebud shampoo.
Yeah. That's the whole thing.
With that kind of success and being in the area of town, and then with the ending, what the subject was, I think there was definitely like, it was successful and people are drinking. And there's times where, especially in the beginning, the way it might lead off, like they're almost thinking this is going to start off as like some kind of erotic story. I'm just like, yeah, it doesn't feel good. Yeah. They're just following along. And then it's like, and then they get to the end and they're like, oh, this is one of those layer, like an onion, like there's layers of it's not just about I like it. It's intelligent, you know.
Yeah, the shopkeeper wasn't really a shopkeeper. He was my father.
Whoa. Yeah. So everybody, it's a great success, and you do. My God, after all that, the main objective, the guards that go there. What were you trying to ascertain?
Yeah. So what I was trying to do is get an in to have a conversation with them, because I want to ask them more. I want to kind of just like not grill them for information about their boss, but like kind of see a bit more close of a look at what they do, like why'd they get hired, how long have they been working there, and
probably any other guards for the other estates around there might be talking too, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'm just kind of trying to get the because my idea is I'm performing. Okay, usually after you perform, people be like, "Oh, that was cool."
Buy a drink, things like that. Yep.
So I'll be socializing. It'll be very nonchalant.
You get some banter, some chit chat, some from a few guards, and you kind of quietly talk to one or two people and kind of brush people like, oh, I'm sorry, there's so many other people to talk to, and eventually kind of hone in on like one of the guards that you could tell, like he works up there, and you have a nice long conversation, buys you some drinks, tells you about probably more personal stuff than because like he's one of the ones who, because of that role, like you got to, and starts talking about how his father wasn't as attentive as he would have appreciated, and things of that nature. And
we're best friends.
You do get some. His name is Catherine. You'll get some insight into maybe a little of the guard rotation if you need it, or a little bit of like just things they actually do or things like that. So you have a resource,
so that when they see me at the party,
this is vague resource points. This is not giving you guaranteed things.
I know. Potentially, maybe someone who saw my show might be like, "Oh, I remember you."
Right, and that's perfect. You have a success, so you can absolutely, in the moment, if you needed, maybe pull something like this off. Okay. Mertimo, day 5. We are halfway through almost.
Mertimo would be want to take Javiant and Mister, if he's amenable.
Really?
We're going to go to several of the shops, clothing, revisit some of the shops that we were at, some of the finer food establishments, some of the finer entertainment, right? Those that still provide any kind of entertainment right? We would know who they are and assure them that no, we're not hiring right now. Don't worry about that. But talking to them, right, chatting them up a little bit, just see what's on offer, what they've got. But more importantly, watching who else is coming in and out, or whose servants are coming in and out. Frequenting these places, getting a new dress, getting a new suit, getting preparing, foods, or perhaps some gifts, guest gifts, if there's any kind of housewarming gifts that they're taking to Derek, and just really trying to identify better who's still in Dragonlock, who is invited to this party, and who, like, just a general idea of getting a lay of the land of the people that will be attending. So all those clues, listening in on conversations, quiet, pointed questions, right? Innocent enough. Oh, is so-and-so, I heard so-and-so was getting a new dress. I want what they want, right? Oh no, right? Just really going for details in that respect. And putting it all together.
Okay.
As an investigation.
Investigation. Okay. Roll, sir.
Only a 14. I'm going to burn an inspiration point. No, we're just getting resource points. Never mind. 14.
14. Okay. So
I'll have a failure.
It's okay. This is not one of those do or die.
I understand. I just got excited. Like, this is one of his skills. Like, this is something that I just didn't do it.
Hey, it's okay. You've all done so good so far. So over the course of kind of going through this and looking into it, it's not a failure because, like you said, this is something he's good at. And so investigating and going through this, you actually find out that one of the actual district council members, representatives, is going to this party. And as you kind of are listening in on a few things and finding out, like the servants who are coming and going and ordered a new suit and dress and all this stuff, and it's like, oh, okay, you like starting to get hints that like they're going, and you actually make your way kind of over there, following to find out if verify if that's the case. And when you are there, you actually, just by random running into them, you run into Counselor Gorm Longfoot. He's a halfling. And he's been known to hire private performances within his own estate. And he's actually heard of you. And so you get wrapped up having a private, like, kind of just like sit down coffee talk kind of thing where he's curious because he's like, so what have you been working on? He's like, things are so crazy here in the city and it's so unfortunate. But I mean, I hope an artist as you is still working, still finding a way to, think. It's like, I remember, what was it? The Skurgelkin to the Lady Fair. Tremendous. I mean, I was in the back trying to, I hope you understand, I was trying to low profile, seeing as I, would be seen where I was being performed. But magnificent, true artist. And so you spend a good chunk of your day just feeling like you've been wined and dined yourself, just like your ego's being stroked,
Yep, fair enough.
So it's not a failure. So, Callan, next day 6.
Okay, day 6. I'm still wallowing in the Shores district.
Okay.
Hoping to, drum up some hope. And this time I'm gonna, have looked for anybody with some, maybe a little bit of leadership or influence around here. Try to work in with them, and regale people with the wonders of Terrafin and the bounty that awaits for them, and mention that there's going to be a party up at this new Lord's mansion, and it would be a perfect place for everyone to just celebrate, enjoy the bounty, endless wine, song, and revelry, and just pump everybody up for something like that, and kind of hopefully turn it into maybe like a Piper procession up to the mansion, and just turn it into an ad hoc festival.
Just for clarification, are you thinking of like on the 6th day doing this, or planning it to be a thing on the night of the party?
Planning it to be close to the night of the party.
Okay. Just for, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So, and if it helps to grease the wheels, anybody of influence, I might need to use a suggestion spell, but deception will be the roll.
Okay. So,
and that is a 24.
24. All right. So another day down there. It is like you definitely you see a few familiar or not familiar, but like from the previous day that you were down there, you see a few familiar faces that kind of are a little bit more quicker to join in, and
everybody.
Yeah, and they pull one or two people and say, "Hey, no, he's one of the good ones. Like he's dressed all hoity-toity, but he's not. Like he's one of the he made it out. You know, that's kind of the vibe you get from them as they kind of give you a pass. You know, over the course of that day, you kind of regale them. You have fun with some of them. A few kids from the neighborhood even start to show up. You will see, not that it's because of the neighborhood and stuff like that. You will know, and you're very familiar. You will see a wood elf female. She is also one. She's just known kind of down there as the dockmaster, but she is a counselor as well. That's Counselor Nelinenther, and she's a real hard ass and has a reputation for being that way. She's a wood elf, and she has and like up close. If you've ever met her, like she has that leathery skin of someone who's worked outside and worked hard all their life. Mm-hmm. You see that she actually, like, kind of at a point during the day spends a good, 20, 30 minutes at a distance just watching. Doesn't put a stop to anything, but is just paying note to someone who seems to be trying to maybe do some good down in the Shores district of all places. So, that is another success. And we'll keep building from there, maybe.
And I could actually be the Pied Piper with that rapier, with the flute.
Absolutely, yeah. Which at first a few people we knew he was going to kill us. All right, back to the top. Javiant.
Yeah. Well, I want to... I think, you know what? I'm gonna go with Daughter Midnight.
Yep.
And we're gonna get them fitted for their costume, but I'm really asking them about that whole deal they offered us.
Huh. Cat? So
yeah.
What do you...
So I take them up into my chambers up in the top of the inn, and it's strewn about, with countless bolts of fabric that I went and bought on the what's his name's dime, and I'm at first I'm not letting them know what I want from them. It really does kind of just seem like a fitting. I'm holding fabrics up and admiring their skin tone.
Very uncomfortable.
Good, I hope so. I want to make her uncomfortable. I am I'm selling it. You know what I mean? It's about 10, 15 minutes. This is also a fitting, but
there's so much more.
Multitasking.
Yeah.
So I find a fabric that complement. What kind of? What does it look like again?
Oh, she's a drow.
Brown.
Yep. She has kind of the undercut over, longer hair that's kind of braided up just a little bit as well towards the back. Purplish hair, purple eyes. Very, very athletic, like gymnast. Just she's yoked.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, so I am draping fabric across their shoulders to fashion a sort of smoking jacket, I would say, type deal, like a robe.
Okay.
And I'm not making them wear. I after what I found on the first day when I was looking at fashions, it's kind of like a cool overcoat type thing. You can wear almost anything under it, but it's like a light lilac color, and it's made of fabric that is both subtle yet slightly reflective. You can see it's very instead of daughter midnight, it should be daughter moonlight. Sorry, it just came into my head. I had to do it. I had to do that. But so while that's happening, quietly after about 5-10 minutes, they're thinking if anyone's listening, they'll probably stop after 5 to 10. And I say, so about that whole offer, where was I have more information, and I just want to see if my hunches are substantiated.
Okay. Before we go any further with that, roll me. What skill are we using?
Yeah. It's gonna be, and I still can't do persuasion.
You can.
You can now. Yep.
I can? Okay, so it's going to be persuasion.
Okay.
If I couldn't do that, I was going to do stealth.
Stealth.
That's a 17 plus 4, 21.
21. That is success. Okay. So you have properly put her off balance. She is not happy about this idea of being in it. She's like, I'm not going to be seen. I'll be cleaning up things.
Yes, and while you clean up, you need to look stylish.
She unfortunately, you can tell with every fiber of her being, goes along with this. And as like you're sizing her up, and like she's not happy, and feels like you can tell there's just stress. Like she's been pretty relaxed around you guys. Now you can see this is something that is actually very uncomfortable for her. And as you kind of half distracting her, I guess, with what you're doing, and then she almost grabs on to your question for something familiar. And she's just uncomfortably like holding out her hands and stuff as you're, getting measurements and doing, draping this and all that. And she just, what, the deal? What, you have information?
Yeah. You see, you mentioned the lack of trust with our compatriot here, Mr. Callan Den. Well, you never really quite explained why, and I had a hunch that, I wanted to see if yours was the same. It's fine, because, then I said it, I would have just been wasting your time to hear what I have to say. I mean, we could be thinking the same thing.
He has, and she kind of looking down, like, it looks just judging something being on her, and it's like, he's just who he is.
Oh, no.
He's unpredictable, and in a plan such as this, where there have to be outcomes that are predicted and counted upon, otherwise horrible circumstances can happen to people who are affiliated with him. I don't like unbalanced equations. And
Why
my job
hire
is
him
to
at all?
balance things. I didn't.
Mm.
I don't know specifically why he, of all people, was needed, but apparently the connection or finding this goblet and its owner really relied heavily on him specifically. And so apparently favors were done, and this is a favor owed, and here he is doing this job. So
And who's the
Yeah.
favorite to?
it's not something
Orba?
I know.
Mm. Mm.
And she looks kind of, as you say that, she like looks kind of up and makes a quick like religious gesture. She's like, no, I don't know, to be honest, but I know that it's above my pay grade, and I don't ask questions about things that I don't want to know.
Boring. Anyway, midnight.
As you kind of drape like some silk, she's like, I mean, in blue maybe, but I mean,
With that hair, please. This is why I'm here. You really need my help for styling.
she just kind of just like, I'm sorry, I'm, and ends the fitting.
Fine, but I can still talk to her, right?
Sure.
Or no?
I'll give you another question.
Okay.
Well, no.
Are you aware of Callan's departure from Terrafin?
I heard he died. That's about
That did
it.
happen, yes.
And beyond that, they apparently had an affiliation before he died. It's about the most I know. The speaker doesn't include me in everything he does. I'm, like I said, I'm paid to balance things.
Well, we are still on for our agreement, though, right? Making sure the job gets done, watching him closely.
Everything above board and making sure nothing goes unexpected.
Yes.
I hope so.
Okay,
Is there anything that you know that would make me know that something's not going that way?
Well, he has been unpredictable even to us. So I know. But more than that, it's like he's someone else a little bit. I'm sure dying might do that to you. But
I wouldn't know, but
me
maybe.
neither.
Normally when people that die stay dead.
Yeah, well, I'm worried about this benefactor of his and their reasoning for hiring him in the first place.
Whatever it is, he must have connections, because all I know is he's connected to Mirrorvale, and that's all I know for sure. And that much, there's a lot of things I don't want to deal with in Mirrorvale, magic and all of that, and it's complicated. And in the world we're living in now, I don't need to bring more of that into my life. So this was lovely. Just try to slim, tight. I like, and movement. I need to be able to
I
move.
know it's going to be flattering and fabulous. You let me do my job.
Thank you. And she'll kind of just poof, shut the door. Okay.
Uh,
Next day. Murtimo.
Time is running out.
Yep. Day 8.
He is feeling fairly good about everything up to this point.
Yep.
Maritimo will sneak away to, he's going to go back to the temple where he trained a little while and get into the archives, call in whatever favors he needs to call in, whatever blackmail he needs to call in to get into the real archives. And he's going to spend how much time he needs researching on anything related to avatars of the dragon gods, besides the kings and queens. Any stories of chosen people, favorites, playthings.
Are you looking directly with the dragon gods and things associated with them, or are you
those things? And then additionally, any reports of any other world, any other kind of non-mortal, otherworldly beings like Terrafin. The two things, right? Both of these, he's going to do a deep dive on both of these things. We're looking for any clues about what's happened to Callan and how that plays out, and whether or not, like, what happens with that, and also any other kind of like godlike beings, right?
Being like a familiar of a god, essentially, right?
Yes, that kind of thing. Yeah, just chosen ones in general, that type of thing, right? Leaning heavily on his temple training and like his deep knowledge of the religious text, but going after something, right? Whereas he used a lot of that for material for the plays because it's rich with drama and violence and bloodshed and deep, passionate feelings. But now he's gonna so he's got a good idea where he's going, but he's gonna be digging specifically for these things on anything that he can find on the dalliances of humans. I'm gonna lean heavily on his religion skill, Maritima's religion skill.
That makes sense.
That would be a 26.
Perfect. 26. All right. There is plenty of religious texts with the dragons. Tons.
Yes.
All the stories and parables.
It's a matter of narrowing it down.
Yeah, exactly. And going through that, there's many references to the kings and queens who are their blessed and chosen. There's references to a few high priests and stuff like that might have gotten a divine inspiration or a brief moment of power being flowed through them, seemingly. Stories such as that. Nothing long lasting, nothing of chosen champions, anything remotely like that. As for the other part, with the 26, you find nothing. That nothing starts to make you think. For the simple fact of, nothing. And you come across one book that isn't even talking specifically about it, but it's kind of almost in the right section, I guess. And you're because nothing, and so you start and look, and you start to see a text that actually starts to talk about more theoretical things of like astrological stuff. There could be more out there. We see these divine bodies in the sky moving across them, and where's our place in this grand night and all this stuff. And right as it starts to almost seem like it's suggesting something more, you can clearly see multiple tears and pages that have been removed and ripped out.
Which is a tragedy in and of itself.
Right. And as you're leaving, you'll like one of the not clerics, but pages, whatever, holy pages, librarians, whatever. The word is escaping me.
Scribe. Yeah.
Scribe.
Yeah.
Thank you. Basically, stops you and is like, did you find everything you were looking for, brother?
Unfortunately, one of the old texts has been damaged.
Which ones were you looking at?
Mirtimo will lead him over there, right? This is important for the scribes to know that he will gently pick up the manuscript and right, reverently show, like, the words are missing. The words have been taken.
Oh,
how are these stories to be told if people callously take them?
And he looks deeply concerned. And like, give me a moment. Let me go inform someone, see if we have another copy, maybe. And he goes off. You're there for 5-10 minutes or so, average amount of time for someone, and gets into that 15 and then 20. And then the lights go out. All the torches, everything goes out. And then they come back up. And next to you on the table, you've heard anything. There's just a little scrap of paper. Forget what you saw. And that's your day.
It's from the DM.
Oh, no.
I'm joking.
No. This is one of those side things that
bald, white-haired guy in a red robe disappearing around the corner. Yes.
Yeah. This is just a thing that, unless you specifically, you may never have ever known was in the background of the story. So yeah, just forget what you saw. So that was a success. Callan.
Mm-hmm.
Day 9. It was, though.
It didn't feel like one.
Okay, well, I will have been leading a procession of the dregs of Dragonlock, and hopefully it will have snowballed in all the other districts I've gone through, because I will be pumping everybody up, singing the songs and praises to Terrafin, playing my music, and just getting everybody fired up, promising them heaven and earth is gonna just rain upon them when they come and go to the party with Terrafin. It's kind of like the Music Man, but I'm not warning them about pool or anything. I'm saying, hey, good people of Dragonlock, I present to thee your most gracious and benevolent host. No more must you survive on the trickle of refuse from the high cliffs. Up you climb to the joy you deserve. I bring you wine and song from above, from the vats of heavens themselves. Drink and dance, live and love, sing and praise to the spirit of Terrafin. Keep going on and on. I'm not subtle at all. I'm making a big scene. Biggest scene as I can. When we get up to the area of the mansion, I'm just going to tell everybody, camp out here, help out, provision them as much as I can, spend whatever I need to so they can get tents set up. If I catch Javian and they have their bolts of cloth, I'll say, ooh, we have some revelers in need of some togas. Can you help them out?
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, my dream come true.
I'll encourage everybody to keep practicing their crafts, whatever they need. If I can get it, I'll get it. I'm trying to get Terrafin's attention because I am presenting,
I gathered that.
I am presenting this ad hoc festival to him as a gift for my old friend, and I hope he enjoys it.
Mirtimo is busy writing lines for the chorus.
All right, Callan.
And that will be performance.
Yeah.
That's a natural 22.
Oh, you guys.
27.
Okay. So, yeah, it's not maybe as huge as you'd like, as I've described, but you do get a good couple dozen people who do kind of get wrapped up in everything, and one or two other as you go up into the stones and work your way throughout that day. and it's kind of, a pub crawl and a little bit of a parade and, hey, let the good times roll. And you get up there and Javiant starts to kind of jump on board with everything and help out. Some togas are made.
Drums. We need drums. We need music.
And you at a certain point, as this is all going on, with that natural 20, as kind of the night is hitting its crescendo, the gates will open and a large, like on a wagon, cask will be rolled out, and on top of it, Terrafin will appear and stand on top, still wearing the same type of clothes he was wearing, no shirt but robes, and just, it sounds like there's a party out here. Come on, everybody. Let's enjoy. Let's drink to me, because this is going to be a night to remember. Of course, until tomorrow. But for now, this is the party. Let's do this, man. And
yes, there he is.
And this starts off like kind of like the keg is, tapped. And it's just water. And as it starts to pour out, he's like, oh, man, there's no party without a little hooch. And he kind of taps on the top of it, and then wine takes over and starts pouring out. And it's a full night. It's a full night. Yeah. Huzzah.
I gotta help pump everybody up too.
Get
the crowd riled. Yes.
You have succeeded in this, sir.
Oh yeah. And if he wants to talk to me, that'd be great too. But
he's a little busy with his new
friends. Yeah. Enjoy, Terrafin. Yeah.
What has Derek done for you lately?
Yeah. Let's and so for the last roll, I need, because I'm going to do something unorthodox because I don't know how to end it. So all three of you are going to choose a skill. One, same rules, same everything. Mm-hmm. Choose a skill that you are all using together. So same rules. You can't use the last one you just used.
Okay.
For each of you. So total, there's 3 skills you can't use. You have to all agree on one skill, and you're all rolling that skill, and we're gonna add up all of your things, and it has to beat the DC, which is also added up. For a group DC for just the last day, this is going into tomorrow's the big heist. Ding ding.
Well, I think Callan
we can't use performance. Can we?
Oh no.
I think Callan would like to try to pump up Mertimo and Javiant as well. As maybe we could.
This party could go into the next day. Yeah.
And maybe we could fall back into our old festivals routines and do some acrobatics or something and put on a show. And we'll use that to just totally, I don't know.
Or we're all performers. Do we all want to do a performance?
I think performance could be
and
good.
Perhaps as we're working through our performances, remembering our old plays and different things that we've done and refreshing our memories on bits and pieces.
We performance.
Can't use performance.
Callan just used it.
Damn it. Sorry. All right. I'd say
know.
History, but you two. Callan's
That's the thing.
History.
You're not all going to line
history.
up, which is,
I could do persuasion. We could do religion, athletics, acrobatics.
Let's just do acrobatics then.
Acrobatics. Okay, I have a +9 to that. So
limber up. We're limbering up for the big thing tomorrow. Stretching.
I'm doing.
Get the blood pumping.
Well, yeah.
Yep.
The wine helps with that too.
That sounds good. We're prepared.
Maybe, is there anybody we might want to roll into this accidentally and make sure that we get rid of them too?
I don't think we can take
I
it out
don't-
at midnight. So
Maybe not now.
I mean, acrobatics. You can use a reroll with her, so you can use
no,
her.
I
if
think
you
he's
need her.
saying, is there someone who can accidentally like get them to twist an ankle or something? That's where.
Oh, that way. Oh, sorry.
That's the way I was interpreting it. I might be wrong, but
No, I saw that. That little.
All right, I'm ready.
ready.
All right, everybody, roll acrobatics.
I got a 23.
Ooh, nice.
22.
19.
Ooh, wow.
Look at all of us.
That is a success as a team.
Woohoo.
The DC was 54. You got a 64. I just times it by 3. That was all. So, good job, everyone. So the party was a success. During it, you start to put on one of the old shows, a dramatic kind of like as
Interpretive
I remember,
dance.
yeah, interpretive dance / kind of we thinking almost eventually going into like a WWE almost style, like full dramatic play fight
Yeah.
with heroes and
Those were some of my
villains
best
and-
scripts.
yeah, and
Bring out the chair.
Yes.
only one failure, which kind of sucks because those are my extra resource points that I can use against you, and they didn't work out so well. But hey, I'm not going to hold it against you.
Just
So-
at 1 point. You
Yeah,
hold that
Now,
1 point
I get
against
one
us.
complication point against your 9, so let's just dial it down on that
I mean-
scale.
We're professionals. We
Yeah,
do.
well,
this
that's
is this is
true.
what
Yeah.
we do.
And I'm Derek in this moment. So
I do is evil.
And this acrobatic show that we're putting on, it's probably just an acrobatic show and nothing else is going on concurrently that is going to help us later.
absolutely. And if we have a quick roll we have to do. Callan, I need that sleight of hand or however you're doing that roll for that swap.
Okay. I am using inspiration.
You are using inspiration.
18.
18. Okay. This will be an opposed. Okay. Thank you. I will not tell you the result until it's important. Yay. Okay. So this is going to be where we end this episode. And next time we will be going into the heist, which if you want, this party could have kicked off almost bleeding into the beginning of the scheduled party.
Yeah, come on.
Right. However you want to, if you need downtime to finish the
I
prep
mean,
or
we need
whatever,
a costume change, but
your actors,
and we have to
you
pick
can
up
do that on
and-
the fly.
and we have to pick up Malik too.
Yeah, I walk behind a tree and come back on the other side of the tree in a different outfit.
Perfect.
These revelers are a perfect ornamentation for the party. So my gift to Terrafin.
Yeah, absolutely. He appreciates. Yeah. So until next time, next Friday, 7:00, when we finally see how this is all going to play out.
I want to rob this house.
I am DM Scott, with me always.
Killian.
Mick.
Chris,
Have a great week. See you next time.
thanks everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.